Wow, so this is actually live, huh? It's not a trick. It's not a joke. Could have sworn somewhere around 2 years ago, YouTube took away live streaming for people under 1,000 subscribers. So what is this? No one tells you that all of a sudden you can live stream again from your phone, but I thought they took that away. That's weird. Really interesting how that works. So all of a sudden, live streaming gets popular. People want to live stream on YouTube from their mobile device, right? You got your phone, you can just pull it out anytime you want, go live, create a video, easy, right? So take it away. People are pissed, people leave the platform. People say, oh, I'll go somewhere else. I don't really care, you know? YouTube doesn't want my content, they don't want my creative insight, then I'll take my story somewhere else, you know? And then they just bring it back and they don't tell anyone. It's really suspect, man. That's weird. I just had an instinct tonight. I was like, oh, the power's out, nothing to do. I'll do a live stream from my phone. Oh, even though that doesn't work. Oh wait, it does work? Since when? Like, it's funny, I pulled my phone out 2 years ago and tried to do this. Didn't work. I got a, sorry, you're not popular enough for YouTube notice. It said, you don't have 1,000 subscribers. You can't go live from your phone. You gotta go buy a computer. So guess what? I went out and I bought a computer. And then you're just gonna give live streaming back on mobile like it's nothing? What, all of a sudden now you notice Twitch makes money? You're not making that money, huh? Ooh, people left and went to DLive. People left and went to Mixer. Yeah, so you had to give that back, didn't you? Sorry if I sound a little bit angry. It's because I am. I mean, who in their right mind is going to put up with this kind of nonsense when you realize the bullshit that this platform pulls? There we go. We're already swearing, right? Like, how many people just gave up on YouTube altogether because of this kind of stuff? I don't do this for money. Ridiculous. Oh, where's the video? How come I can't see anything right now? I'm sure somebody was wondering that, huh? Somebody watching this later probably be wondering, where's the video? How come I can't see anything? No, I don't feel like it. How's that? How's this for creative content? You gonna say that you own the copyrights to a black screen with silence now? What's next? Now that I live stream, you gonna revise this and say, oh well, you know, that one guy that we don't like, he's one of about 2 million people we don't like, and we don't want them to live stream anymore. So we'll take that mobile streaming away again. We'll raise it to 10,000 subscribers. So then the small people will never reach that, you know? You can't grassroots 10,000 subscribers that easy. It'll be way harder. It'll take them until 2023 You know what? In 2023, we'll change the rules again. Yeah, not too hard to believe, is it? Kind of sounds like a bunch of rambling. I was actually convinced I couldn't even see the live chat. Say hello to everybody who's listening. As usual, there's lots of things I kind of want to say. I could go in any direction from here. Absolutely no topic. I just find myself wondering, like, where are we at? You know? How many people have just tried to completely detach from reality? Because, like, look where we're at. Look at the way things are going. And then look at what some people are doing. Where are we really at? Censoring entertainment videos on the internet now? Oh, really? Nice try. Nice fucking try. So if I'm just supposed to roll over and do whatever you tell me, right? I'm supposed to roll over to Google and YouTube, and I'm supposed to roll over to your policy. And I'm supposed to roll over to my government. Am I just going to roll over to an occupying force when the enemy walks in? I mean, let's get real. You think I'm just going to do everything you tell me to do? Where does that lead us? Are you just going to do everything that someone tells you to do? Hit like right now. Oh, did you do that because I told you to? I mean, where the hell are we at right now? Does anybody even know? I'm not asking for an answer. I'm just posing a theoretical. It's been hard lately to try to make videos that aren't like this, you know? I enjoy making videos that are fun. But how am I supposed to have fun when nothing is good? And is it good to try to have fun when nothing is good? No, it's not. I turned this live stream on just because I realized that I could live stream. After all this time of them saying that they took it away. Nope. Nope. Tricked you. I could have just recorded this video and if I didn't like it, not posted it. You know? This is today. If this is what today is like, what's tomorrow going to be like? You know, if we don't even know where we're at, what's next? Get nothing but suppression coming from the people that are supposed to be telling you the truth. And I haven't even touched on a single topic yet. I haven't even told you what day it is. It doesn't matter what day it is. I don't know, man. I haven't lost my fucking marbles. I may sound like I'm ranting and raving over here, but I haven't gone crazy. I'm looking at a lot of people around me that have gone crazy. Another thing, I don't need to ask permission to speak freely on my own channel that's built around me. This isn't about anything else but me. Get it? I'm not going to come on here and make a threat of violence, obviously, because that would be a mistake. That would just straight up break the terms of service. I'm not not going to come on here and just say stupid words that don't have any meaning, you know, like what's the point? I don't know, man. I see a lot of people that are working really hard to make things better. And then there's plenty of other people that aren't. Yo, once again, just saying hello to anybody who's watching this live. I kind of just hit live, didn't plan any of this, just talking to the phone here. And I had a choice. I could have streamed in landscape mode. Sorry, I chose portrait mode. Doesn't matter, there's nothing to see. Like, I wish I could say this was an act and I just came on here to like fuck around, and I'm not really this mad, but I'm like, I'm pissed off, guys, you know? Like what internet video could I make to change the fucking world right now for the better that involves editing and sugarcoating and the right title and the clickbait? What good is that gonna do? What good is this gonna do? You know? Like 4 or 5 years ago, I started putting videos on this channel to try to do something worthwhile. Some of it's just for fun, you know. Like, the whole point was to do something worthwhile. And then you scroll through the homepage on YouTube, and unless you've been watching some serious stuff, you're not going to get recommended anything serious. So, like, people trash talk the platform and say, oh, YouTube, that's just for crap. But then they turn around and they watch all their news on YouTube. They research all their facts and get their entertainment from YouTube, and it's like it's one thing when people want it to be one thing, but then it's everything when people want it to be everything, you know? So like, what good are these videos, man? You look at how this platform is designed, right? And it's about taking billions of creators' videos and putting them in front of, millions of creators' videos and putting them in front of billions of people. And they know that there's billions of people that will watch while millions of people create. So no matter what, the ratio's in that favor. Like, they don't care if half of us just kick rocks, you know? Like, they don't give a shit if I never do one of these live streams ever again. So, if your video's not popular, it won't get shown. But if you're someone who's watching and you really like videos and you really give feedback, still doesn't matter, right? I mean, it's all about them putting the paid content in front of the most eyes. But what about the rest of it? Like, I don't want paid content. I don't want ads. I'm not looking to cash anything out of this, you know? Like, I rarely even check my feedback and statistics to see how this channel's doing. How's this channel doing? It's lost 7 subscribers in the last 6 months. Why? People didn't unsubscribe. YouTube keeps deleting people and people keep quitting the platform. It's that simple. Will I gain those 7 back? I don't care. I just care that the people that have been paying attention and that do watch are real people and that they're still out there. That's all that I care about. When I see 206 instead of 207 subscribers, I'm like, man, who's that person who's not there anymore? Not, how am I going to get another one? See, people got to get their priorities straight. The end goal of my channel is not to just be a YouTube channel that gains popularity. That's not the fucking point. I want to have an outlet. I want to be able to talk to people. So all this All this censorship and silencing is literally directed at shutting people down like that, you know? I'm gonna reel it in a minute. I don't really have a direction here. If I get into any one specific topic, there's so many things I want to talk about that I'll be here all night. So really just here to say, see what you're up to, you know? This video is not even for the algorithm or for the viewers. This is for the platform. Like, YouTube, wake up, dude. Wake up. You know what YouTube's biggest problem is? Is that they got bought by Google. Whether they sold or they got bullied into it, I don't know. I don't know. It happened really before I was paying attention, to be completely honest. I thought YouTube was still YouTube for a long time. But no, we're in a machine now. YouTube really needs to decide. And Google. Well, okay, I don't know if Google is ever going to make this decision because they seem to be a faceless monster. But YouTube needs to decide. You in it for the money, or is that not the only thing you care about? Because obviously it has to be a factor. It's got to be a portion. But is that all you're in it for? Come on. How many days in a row are you going to wake up, do that empty shit, and get to the end of the road, realize you can't do it over? How long is it going to take? Another year of this? Do we want it to go on for 10 more years? Here's a scenario, right? Somebody makes an amazing video, posts it tomorrow, it gets amazing grassroots support, goes viral on its own. YouTube tries to stop it, still goes viral because people want to see it. And then they shut it down because it's bad for business. Why? What are you doing? You don't like hearing the truth because it's damaging? I mean, is it too hard to even admit that that's where we're at? I mean, that's where we're at. Is that the truth is so damaging to the business. And the business has gotten so big. There's no stopping it without shutting the whole thing down full stop. You know, like it's definitely a little bit our faults for giving so much clout to this platform. Like, I spend way too much fucking time watching these videos. I do it by choice, like no one's forcing me to. But we've given them our attention, and they've turned it into their control over us, you know? I really don't have a lot of faith that YouTube's going to make the right choice in the end. I feel like they're going to drive this motherfucker right off a cliff. So, back to the scenario. So somebody makes a killer video. The video's awesome. It's so good that everybody wants to see it. And then YouTube decides we're going to slow it down. We're going to shadow ban it. And then that doesn't work, so they just straight up remove it. And now people are saying, where did that go? We want it back. We want the truth back. What have you done with it? We already saw it. It's too late. Where is it? We're going somewhere else. You see how that works? It's that quick. The problem is, you just haven't censored the right shit yet. You're not quite there yet. We're about halfway down that road, aren't we? By the way, nice to see all the people that are stopping in. I'm trying to stay on focus here and not just call out people that are stopping by, but hello. We're at a point where the problem isn't just because YouTube is censoring people and that's it, you know. This is only a canary in the coal mine to the overall problem everywhere. Where the same countries that claimed that they fought for everybody's freedom and liberty are now turning around and saying that we all need to trade that for security, and you know, new rules need to be imposed, and we gotta amend our traditions. Oh yeah, and another thing, the founding fathers, they weren't so great because they threw tea out of a ship and they didn't own that tea, and yeah, you know, we're just gonna have to revise everything. We'll burn all those books and we'll write new ones. I mean, hello. Rewind your mind 20 years. Rewind your mind 30 years. However old you are, I'm not going to judge. But think back to a different time. This is bullshit. This is laughable. People from 1992 would fucking laugh at the state of things right now. And speaking of 1992, biggest mistake everybody ever made was just not voting for Ross Perot and getting the job done back then. Unfortunately, it's too late to vote for Ross Perot in 92. I wish we still could. But anyways, people from the past would look at now and they would say, what the hell is going on? But the problem is we all lived through the last 20 or 30 years. We've all succumbed to it and gotten used to it. I know this live stream's not going to be like the slap that everyone needs to get back to reality, but like, if it's not going to be a tidal wave, it's going to have to be a trickle. This is just one more drip. You know, like, let it be heard. This is bullshit. I'm actually interested to see what kind of misinformation context they try to put below this video afterwards too. I got plenty of time. I'm just choosing my words. I'm not really sure what I want to say next. I want to know how far they take it, right? So the first question was, where are we at? Really, the second question was, when are people going to get their priorities straight? What's next? Oh, I gotta stretch for a second. Oh. If you guys are curious, the power went out. I'm just kind of sitting here. The only thing I can turn on electrically is my phone in my car anyway, so I'm sitting in the car with the phone plugged in so I get something to charge it. And normally I'd be asleep right now, because tomorrow I have shit to do. Day after day, I think about the types of things I want to get on here and say. I haven't been able to necessarily just jump on here as easily, but realized, like I was ranting about in the beginning, I realized that I can live stream from my phone again, but there's some things I've been wanting to get on here and say, and I'm just like, how many times have you seen a video where some social media influencer or some nobody like me tries to tell you the most important thing that you never heard that's going to change everything? I'm not going to be able to fix it all with one video, you know? And the more I'm silenced, the more we're all silenced, the less influence we're going to have overall. You know, like, why are the people that are influencers even influencers in the first place? All those people are propped up. All those people come from some social networking thing it's propelled. It's meant to succeed. Like, they literally work for Google, essentially. Like, that's what it comes down to. And for all the people watching, right? For all the people watching that said a lot of these trolls are paid, they pay these people to come in here and disrupt. We're looking at paid actors, right? Ah, shit, the phone's getting too hot. So for everybody who said, you know, there's paid actors coming in to disrupt live channels, guess what? It's true. It's been true. Now it's proven. Now state governments are hiring people because, one, they'll take any job they can get, some of these people, especially these people. They literally hire people to just be online trolls. It's been proven. So pat yourself on the back if 4 years ago you were telling everyone and no one wanted to believe it, because no one wanted to believe it. That's really what it comes down to. People didn't want to believe that. Like, here's another question. Think about the future, right? The people in the future, what are they going to say about us for doing absolutely jack shit to fix anything? Call it your grandkids, call it your kids, call it my kids, call it someone else's kids. They're going to say, hey, so, you know, back in like 2012, how come you guys didn't do anything? It seems so obvious. Everything was fucked up and you didn't do anything. How are we going to answer that question? Obviously, we're trying, you know? But I'd love to see that question posed to one of these people who's doing absolutely nothing to fix anything. Like I said, this video is not going to fix shit. My intent is there. My intent is good. Most people just want to tune out and watch fucking sports and the rest of the bread and the circus. Okay? And I specifically say bread and circus because that's what took down Rome. The bread and the circus was put there on purpose. So you can eat and drink and be merry and forget about all the stuff that sucks. So that they can bring in more stuff that sucks and stack it up on top of the first stuff that sucks. I really don't like negative voices and shit, and it's not really my favorite thing to do, to come on here and sound like a negative Nelly, but like, I'm not gonna come on here and be like, hey everyone, it's time to have fun again. Because really, it's not time to have fun. That should be the message. If I did t-shirts, that'd be a good message. It's not time to have fun. Like last year, somewhere around March. I know it was March, and I can look back and I can double check it, but I said to somebody, I said, man, we're going to be seeing looting and riots like LA 1992. We're going to see LA riots kind of looting. And they said, you think so? I said, well, the way things are looking and everybody being on lockdown and people losing jobs, I don't know. And then sure enough, I mean, all it really took was a massive social outcry, and then bam, there was looting just like 1992. And I couldn't believe it. Shit, I don't want to lose my train of thought on that point, but So back in March of last year, I had that bad feeling. That came true. I don't really know where I was going with that. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I don't know. I'm a little bit overtired. Sad news today kind of made me think about some shit. I was really thinking about, once again, not that this is the first time, but I was really thinking about just life in general. Like, we all worked so fucking hard for all this, you know? Just about everybody out there works really hard for what they got. Most people. Very few people don't work hard for what they got. Pat yourself on the back for the shit that you've already done, you know? But we're getting fucked. Work every day of the year, except for weekends, except for major holidays, except for the days you got sick, except for the days you took a vacation. You work every day of the year except those days, right? It's all about nickel and diming you from the top to the bottom. When you walk away after that, compared to your yearly expenses, if you're not paying the bills, like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? Where is the opportunity to make it better? And lately, like where we're at in 2021, lately, go from decent economy to prices rising everywhere, taxes are going to be rising. Inflation was already 5.3% last month, September. It's going to be like 11% from what I'm hearing. So the price of everything's going up. Excuse me. It's like the hardworking people sit there and put up with all the shit. The more shit we put up with, the more the people that have all the pull. Well, I guess the easiest way to say it is cliche, but the more they think they can get away with, you know? It's like 3 generations have gone by of pulling the wool over people's eyes to where they know this is their plan. This is their 100-year plan. They've been working on it the whole time. They know there's nobody left that's old enough to remember. And they can discredit the 1 or 2 guys or girls, the equal opportunity men or women, whatever. Not sexist here, but they can discredit the few people that remain that say, hey, wait a minute, this is what Joseph Stalin did. Hey everyone, this is Stalinism. This is exactly what Joseph Stalin did 90 years ago. Oh, but unless you lived through Stalinism, you wouldn't really know. So you might accidentally welcome it right in, you know? It sucks, because this must be frustrating to listen to for people who really give a shit, and for people who are trying every day. And this is not about being defeatist. Like, last thing I'm doing is giving up. But it's got to be frustrating to hear this kind of stuff, you know, because people want to hear positive things, but like, Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you everything's all good, you know? There are good things to appreciate, but everything's not all good. Everything's not all good, and we could fix it if certain people would get out of the way, stop trying to act like they're in charge, and then the rest of the people that have taken no agency in their community, their nation, their neighborhood, their family, those people need to step it up. I'm guessing you're not watching, though. That's what I'm going to guess. I'm guessing if you're one of those people that needs to step it up, you're probably not even watching. A lot of people aren't watching, but like, it's almost like the same as investing. You know, people who invest, they think they're just going to like get rich quick. You know, like you're going to make the right investment and get rich. Or you're just going to like buy the stock at the last minute that's going to turn a profit. And it's like, the whole stock market is bullshit. And none of it is worth investing in. But you're going to see people try to buy or sell at the last minute to panic and either get in or get out. Because I think that that's smart, you know? Like at the last minute, everybody's going to try to find the truth. And at the last minute, everyone's going to try to do the right thing. But you're going to get caught out. You know, you're going to be seen as it's too late for you to have been there the whole time, to have done the right thing from the beginning, you know? Like, yeah, it's a very good point. One person makes a huge difference. One person definitely can make a very big difference. That makes me want to say I don't want anyone to lose sight of my normal positive mindset where, you know, I really don't get discouraged easy. All the shit we've all been through, all the people who tried to say you're wrong, you're an idiot, no one likes you, whatever the gaslighting, discrediting technique, you know, we've all been through a lot of shit. Like, I don't get discouraged easy. This problem's not even that hard to identify. You know, it just takes like a couple minutes of sitting down and realizing like the people in charge have no balls and no spine, or no breast and no vagina, you know, whatever you want to call it. Like, they don't got what it takes. Who's ever in charge at YouTube, you don't got what it takes. Because if you did, you'd be able to handle these situations. You'd be able to figure out all this crap without deleting people's videos and removing people from the platform. And we'd know who you were. You know what I'm saying? Because you'd make public statements. You wouldn't be just like hiding behind the curtain all the time. And we find out that Facebook doesn't give a shit about how kids are affected by the platform. Kids. But they don't want to say children, right? Can't talk about children. Can't use correct terms. Because kids is one of those wishy-washy, means two things. It doesn't mean one thing. You can't say children means something else, right? Imagine if I told you your children are just kids and my children are children. You wouldn't like that. So anyway, so we find out Facebook doesn't really care about what happens to children. But I think the rest of us realize that YouTube has the same exact problem. The exact same problem. They created an entire platform called YouTube Kids so they could advertise to kids through videos. Sure, there was like Specific restrictions and policies. Ooh. The whole point was no one was allowed to use the platform that's under 13, and then they create a whole side-by-side platform for under 13s. I mean, do any of you really want your fucking kids watching any of this shit on this platform? Whether it be news or cartoons or someone playing Grand Theft Auto, like, nothing good's gonna come out of this platform for a 1 to 13-year-old person. If anything, you might find some fucking truth like I'm trying to tell, and that might be the best thing that happens to you. Otherwise, you're going to be desensitized towards sexual content and violence, and you're just going to be full of nonsense without truth, you know? None of these platforms should be talking about wanting to make a thing for kids. You know, when I made this live stream, it asked me, is this for kids? No. It's not for children. Because children shouldn't be sitting around watching videos on the fucking internet. Because the internet is for adult shit. Hello? Maybe that's the problem here. The internet is for adult shit. For big boy stuff. We gotta put on our big boy pants so we can talk about big boy things. Like, how many shares of Google stock does the CCP own? Big boy things. I like video games too. That's not what this is for. But whatever sells though, right? Whatever sells. Whatever they can put a fucking ad on. You know, whether it's a dildo unboxing video or it's or it could be a 5-year-old kid that unboxes toys. Yeah, he doesn't even realize he's on camera half the time. He doesn't get any of the money right away. Sure, his parents are filthy rich. But whatever sells, right? Doesn't matter if pedophiles consume that content. That doesn't matter. You guys see how freely I'm speaking? I'm not censoring myself at all here. And I'm not getting yanked down. Nobody's ripped this live stream off. How come people can't say certain words? How come people are afraid to say vaccine? How come everybody's censoring themselves on YouTube now? Are they worried about getting in trouble, or are they worried about losing money? Think about it. Yeah, when they take away your monies, you don't want to tell so much truth anymore. That's why you can't do it for the money. If you're relying on making videos about telling the truth to make money, it's going to compromise it. I said it 3 or 4 years ago. Money corrupts everything. As soon as you start bringing super chats, donations, fucking paid membership, oh my God. And no one's an idiot for donating. It's not the donators or the people who gave the money that are at fault. Those people chose to do that shit. That's fine. You can donate to the Jimmy Fund if you want. You can the March of Dimes. Go ahead and give UNICEF 58 cents a day. I don't care. Point is, the platform is corrupt. Like, is this platform literally run by 17-year-olds or is it run by adults? This is big boy time. We got to talk about real adult shit on YouTube. I'm not talking about pornography. I'm talking about real adult shit. Like when nations have geopolitical conflicts and they potentially have to go to war. Real shit. Or like when the economy's about to crash. Or like when politicians have lied to us. We need to be able to talk about that. Fucking temperature warning on the phone. I think that's a really good point to make. This is supposed to be big boy time and big girl time. All right. I would say 2/3 of the people on YouTube are not here to just dick around. I love some goofy stuff to shake it up, and I watch funny things all the time. You know, if I come across something that makes me laugh harder than anything I've ever seen, I'm gonna try to show it to my friends too. But this is big boy time. This isn't for some 12-year-old to share his Magic card collection, okay? Like this platform is not so a second grader can feel popular. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm yelling at people now. All this shit is so obvious. Imagine being the person who just like stumbled on this, has no idea what's going on. I would kind of prefer if somebody were to come across this after it's done being live, that they would watch from the beginning and, you know, give the beginning at least a shot and not just jump around and try to skim through it, because it's not going to make any sense if you just hear bits and pieces. But 47 minutes already. 47 minutes of me sitting here trying to identify what's wrong with the world around us. I think the leading cause of depression is lies. That might be a good place to go next. Talk about lies. Because when you try to orientate yourself in this world and figure yourself out, put your roots down, and establish your ass from your elbow, the more truth, the better. So all that lies do are cause you... Alright, so lies cause you to just go in the wrong direction. Or instead of continuing around the curve, as if you're driving a car around a bend, you just drive straight off the road. Because you believe in lies. Or because you believe lies, you spent your whole life working for a goal that was false. Imagine that. Get to the very end, turns out they tricked you. So we need to know the most truth as soon as possible, and know as many of them as we possibly can know, right? I mean, people believe lies, and then believing the lie makes you disappointed in reality, because the reality doesn't match up anymore. You're saying, huh, I don't understand. I thought it was going to be like this. Why is it so shitty? Because you believed a lie. And the quicker people can just drop the lies and realize, hey, wait a minute. Huh. Those people intentionally lied to me. They lied to me on purpose to trick me. I'm not stupid. There's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with them. Because they lack the moral integrity to tell the truth. So you suffered the consequence of something that has nothing to do with you. And really, the cure for depression is truth. And with that being said, let's not confuse depression with grieving. Let's not confuse it with feelings of lost love or something like that, you know. If you get a divorce or you break up with your girlfriend or boyfriend, or someone passes away, you can't just truth your way out of that. That, you know. But when you've been believing lies and lies and lies, and you realize that they're lies, and you finally see the truth, usually it makes people happier. And you can go on living a more solid life after that. Especially you religious people out there. The more religious you are, the more critical you should be about getting the truth. I'm not saying that you should be one religion or another, but say you're really, really concerned about getting into heaven, right? How are you going to get into heaven if everything you believed is a lie? How are you even going to get to heaven if you don't even know how to get there? See what I'm saying? So you do all these things that you thought were the right things to do in God's eyes, but you believed a lie. And then you get to heaven and God says, no, who told you that? I never told you that. See how quick that works? I wish it was impossible for people to lie to you, you know? Like there's a difference between keeping things private for your private life and then pulling a fast one on the whole fucking population. I wish there was a way for nobody to lie to you like that. But really what it comes down to is we gotta stop liars from continuing their lies. When you see a lie, it's gotta be called out. People gotta get loud, really loud. Seen a lot of people that they wanted to do whatever it takes to get on an airplane. They went out and they got themselves vaccinated just so they could fly. You know what I did is I said, fuck flying. I'm never getting on an airplane ever again. Because I don't do shit just so I can travel. I don't jump through hoops just so I can have that perceived freedom. Because flying doesn't mean dick. Oh, so instead of a 24-hour trip, you can do it in 4 hours. You saved yourself a day. Congratulations. You also suck the big fat dick of oppression, if you want to call it that. You know? Like, hey, in order to get on this airplane, I'm going to need you to take your shoes off. Let me know about everything in your bag. I'm going to put the bag through the metal detector. I'm going to ask you to stand over here. I'm now going to reach into your pants and touch all your genitals. Oh, I think there's something up your butt. We're going to check in there. Okay, now you're free to fly. Enjoy your trip. That was great, huh? You know what? I'd rather get pulled over by a state trooper in every state on the drive to somewhere than get in an airplane and deal with that. There's a little thing that people don't realize. When you go to the airport, you can opt out of that sketchy body scanner that x-rays your whole body. You can opt out of that. I did it, my girlfriend did it on our last trip a couple years back, right? And they do something to you on purpose to make you not want to do it. But you just got to understand. It's a trick. So when you get to the airport, if you choose to ever fly again, I'm not ever going back. Unless I absolutely have to take a flight on the spot, I'm never going back. I'll figure something else out. But when you get to the body scanner, here's what you do. You're going to say, I'd like to opt out. And they're going to go, oh, are you sure? They're going to immediately make it seem like you're making the wrong choice. They're going to try to convince you that you want to go through the body scanner. Really, there's no reason not to go through the body scanner. I just don't want to. Okay? So I said to my girlfriend, I said, just follow my lead. Do what I do on this one. And I said, I'm going to opt out on this thing. And they go, oh, you sure about that? Okay, well, we're going to have you stand over here, and we're going to bring somebody from security over to pat you down. It'll take a few minutes. Are you sure you want to do that? It's going to be extra time. I said, yeah, I'm sure. I'm like, oh, are you sure you're sure? Because it's going to take like a whole 15 extra minutes instead of just walking through a thing that only takes 5 seconds. I said, no, I'm sure. So they bring over this guy, and this guy's like real riled up. He's like looking at me like I might be sketchy, you know, and he's like getting ready to pat me down, and you know, my shoes are off, my belt is off. And he goes, okay, I'm gonna have to pat you down and you know, touch you in the area below the waist, and just don't want you to feel uncomfortable. And I said, no, whatever, if that's what you got to do, right? And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry about this, you know. And I'm like, hey, don't be sorry. I chose not to go through the scanner. And he's like, oh, you know, he's sorry about all this hassle. And it's like, I'm not gay, so I don't mind, you know, like, whatever. You touch me all you want down there. It's not going to make a difference. And 15 minutes later, they're like, okay, you're all set, you know. And then they do the same thing to her, and it takes a half an hour to go through. The point being, they want you to go through the scanner. And they're going to make it harder. They're going to make it humiliating. They're going to make it frustrating. That's how life works with a lot of these things. These same people that do the shit. The body scanner is the easy way. The pat down is the hard way, right? So you can just give in and take the easy way to anything. But you never know. Like, I don't know how much radiation comes out of that thing. I don't need to be x-rayed that many times in my life, you know? I just don't want it. It's really the whole story about the body scanner, but the overall point being, you can just give in, or you can stand your ground knowing that they're going to make it harder. And the lie is that you don't want to be patted down. You know, they try to direct you into making a certain choice. You just got to identify those lies. Okay, so we covered some ground already. That's right, we got a comment here. I'll take the hard road every time. That's right, I will too. I'll be right there with you. When you take the hard road, there's something to be proud of too. I'm not saying do it just because it's hard. Don't do it just because it's hard. Don't take the longest drive back from work just so you can say you drove the longest route. You know, there's no sense in that. But when it matters, when it fucking matters. Like I was saying earlier. So YouTube and Google tries to tell me what to do. And if I just roll over to them, then what am I supposed to roll over to the government and then roll over to an occupying force? And then I'll take it one step further. Am I supposed to just roll over to extraterrestrials? Whether or not they exist, who cares? Am I just supposed to roll over to them too? People came from another planet and started telling me what to do. Am I just supposed to follow the rules? Come on. Where the fuck are we at? The cliche, wake up. Wake up, Neo, the Matrix has you. I've been reading about some different things in the past couple of years, and one of the things, even though I'm not a religious guy, one of the things I've been reading about is the story of Isaiah. And it's not so much that it's in the Bible that matters to me, it's what the story's about. So, the quickest version I can give you, right? The quickest version. Isaiah was given a vision from God. God said, you're going to save your people. Or, hold on. God said, it's your mission to try to save your people and tell them of their demise. But they also will not listen to you. It'll be on you to try to warn them of the bad things coming from their own demise, their own choosing of living like heathens. Their end is coming, right? And he said, why me? And he said, I've chosen you or whatever, right? That part not being the important part. The important part was Isaiah came back after he got the word directly from God, right? And he tried to tell everyone in the village. He tried to warn all the people. He said your debauchery and your incest and your violence and your cruelty will all be your demise. You need to fix your ways because you are literally killing yourself. And this isn't going to last. There'll be an end to all this. And the people said, fuck you. You're crazy. You're an idiot. God didn't tell you anything. Why would God choose you? God would have chosen me. And he didn't tell me. So I don't need you to tell me. I'm going to keep doing all these bad things and debauchery that I do. And sure enough, the people came, I think it was to Jerusalem. Maybe it was the city of Bethel. The Assyrians came and they sacked Jerusalem. They crushed everything. and they killed 90% of the population, and the 10% that were left, they wished they fucking listened. They wished they listened. That's the point of the story. You can tell me I told it wrong. You can give the long version. The point is, the man came and said, I got a message from God. You need to listen. And everyone said no. And they didn't listen and they perished. And the problem was nobody listened. So where are we at? I know enough people out there are motivated, outraged. They got the physical strength, they got the mental capacity to fight this shit, but nobody can do it on their own, right? And we can't drag everybody else through it. People just need to wake the fuck up. This isn't 1961 round 6. They want you to think that this has been cycles. We've been spiraling. I'm not so much jealous of what the generations before us had, but this isn't the same shit. We're not going through the same thing that the generations before us went through. We're not even going to be able to just make the same moves that the Great Depression era generation, the silent generation, did to survive. It's not going to be the same thing. Even if you pull all those same moves, you can't do the same thing anymore. And then a lot of people are finding out, even if you plant your own crops, you grow your own vegetables, the weather will come along and fuck it all up. This year especially. It's another big lie. I'm noticing more people than ever are waking up to the fact that they've been messing with the weather for 70 years. Admittedly, the state of Colorado admits for the last 50 years they've been using silver iodide cloud seeding to increase rainfall over the Rockies to feed runoff through the melt into the Colorado River and try to provide drinking water that way, which is a really, really bad idea. I'm gonna say it. It's a bad idea. But they admit it. 50 years. It's been happening since 1971 at least. And that's only the 50 years they admit. They've been probably doing it for 75 years. Been doing it somewhere for 75 years for sure. So, I guess the question I'll pose to you guys is, how do we make lies completely unacceptable anywhere? Now, I want to say in this society, but anywhere, worldwide. Like a declaration for people of all races, ages, genders, whatever, that we will not fucking accept the lies. How do we do that? And how do we make it so when someone does lie, it's too obvious for anyone to believe it? I guess that's where I'll leave it, because I could keep talking. I don't have anything to do. I'm gonna probably chill here for a minute. I think I can mute this and not have to have an open mic while I sit here, but I'd like to say hello to some of the people that stop by, but yeah, I have a rule that I don't want to ramble to the point where no one's going to watch it as a replay if it's too long, so I'm going to cut it. But in light of recent events, as well as just the state of things, got me thinking, and then that led to the power going out and me sitting here with jack shit to do while I watch my trash cans blow halfway across the yard because of the storm, and I'm going to have to clean it all up when the sun comes up. I figured I would come on here and go live and talk, and I know how I am. I'm not embarrassed. Sometimes I'll go and then I'll forget what I'm talking about, and I'll have to just drop it, and that'll be that. And it's like, if I listen to it later, I'll remember what I was talking about. But you know, this video's never just gonna fix everything. We just got to keep inching forward. That's all it is. It's like that wind-up toy that you crank and then you put it down, and it takes those little tiny steps, but it slowly walks forward. And we're just going to keep taking those little steps forward. That's all I know. That's all I know to say for sure. I don't think anybody has to do anything in particular except refuse to accept lies. That's the only thing we all need to do, is refuse to accept lies. We know what you think about that. And yeah, don't donate. Only subscribe if you felt like it. I guess like it just to show me that people like it. If you're gonna like it, do it for my feedback. Don't do it for YouTube's algorithm, you know? I appreciate to know that 4 people watching, 4 people thumbs up, that the audience gets it. You know, that's what it's all about for me. I just want to know that somebody's out there, you know? Let's see, how can I read this without... Yeah, that's a good point. If you don't listen to them, you don't know they're lying. The truth is usually in plain sight. No one wants to see it. Yep. 1/3 more cloudier days since the 1980s. That's a fact. Is it Walter Cronkite? Really nice to see people stopping through. I've been meaning to catch up with a lot of you. Yeah, I'm leaving this up, so, you know, I don't want to put all you guys on the spot, to be honest. I feel like sometimes shout-outs put people on the spot, so. You know you're there. The chat replay will be there too, so. But, I am positive about the future. There's some shit I want to say right now that I'm not going to say because just karma, and I don't want to go there, but I'd like to see some more certain things happening, but we'll take it as it comes. And I guess just stay true to yourselves. Be there for the people that count on you. And another thing that I've been working on, from me to you, subscribers to the channel here, when shit pisses you off, let it be water off a duck's back, you know? Let it just roll off. Especially when it's like your kid spills the milk, or your girlfriend or your boyfriend didn't do the laundry or something. Like, let that stuff roll off right now. Don't stress the people out that are the most stressed. The fragile people need us. And I'm sure there's people that we've had falling outs with our friends over the last couple of years with politics or whatever reason. Try to mend fences. I'm not smarter than you guys. I'm just trying to speak the truth that I know. I actually get satisfaction out of helping people. I offer people help as often as I can. Try to help the people closest to me. And when I see someone that obviously needs help, I try not to just act like I didn't see that and just go right by. Makes all the difference when you offer it. I'm convinced really that's the only reason we're even on this fucking planet, is to just help each other survive. So, I think with that, we can close it out. And I know he wasn't a religious guy, but God bless Jibby and rest in peace, my friend. A lot of good times. At the least, we'll do it for people like Jibby. For everybody. Yeah, I think that's it. Imagine that. I do a video and speak my mind the most I've spoken it in a while. No censorship. Where's all the censorship? All we talked about was censorship. Real strange, huh? Nice try.